Welcome back. Johannesburg residents and civil society groups will gather in Johannesburg this morning to demand the city of Johannesburg to urgently attend to water challenges. They also want to know what happened to the missing billions of rands which were meant for water infrastructure. Johannesburg has been facing water challenges for over a decade now. Ziniko Mhlaba is tracking that story for us and joins us live. Ziniko, once again, we're seeing residents taking to the streets over the ongoing water crisis. What is expected from today's protest and what are residents demanding?
A very good morning to you, Veronica. Yes, we are having a conversation about the challenges that have been facing Johannesburg residents, especially when it comes to water challenges. We now know, and it's been confirmed by the city and the Johannesburg Council itself, stating that, well, in South Africa, especially in cities such as Johannesburg and other metropolitan municipalities, when it comes to water challenges, at the heart or at the center of the challenges is the decaying infrastructure and councils and governments are not spending enough in terms of trying to really, fix the infrastructure problem. So we are here in Johannesburg. Once again, civil society, business organizations, and just ordinary citizens are saying that, well, they are not going to give up on echoing, the calls for change, especially when it comes to ensuring that we fix the water problems we were talking about, especially when it comes to infrastructure. But they are saying that there's more than just infrastructure issues, transparency and accountability when it comes to billions of rands that the city has not been transparent on, allegedly, or according to some civil organizations. One thing we never really speak about is the impact, of these water challenges on businesses. I'm talking about major businesses in the city center and on the outskirts of Johannesburg, especially, how it affects corporations as well that are operating in the city of Johannesburg. And that is why I am going to bring in now Belinda, who's going to speak to us about the impact of this. You are from the business and professionals. Talk to us about the issues that are really troubling the business sector, but also the professionals who are working in the private sector, but also in the public sector. How are your living, how are your working conditions affected by these constant water challenges?
I think it's really an issue that affects every single part of business. Johannesburg is supposed to be the economic hub of the country. Realistically, if you are a business, you need a working staff who can show up clean, happy, ready to work every day. So it's as much how it impacts your staff's day to day and their morale. But we've seen studies from Business Day, for instance, that indicate that businesses are spending up to 10,000 rand a day to make sure that they can stay open. And that's on basic services that they already pay for and that they should have. In addition, you're looking at the middle class. We've seen in the last 5 years, we commissioned a study that shows that the cost of things like water has gone up to 58% in the last 5 years. Salaries aren't going up by that rate, so people are paying more, but they're not getting those services. They're really feeling that strain. And there's already businesses that have actually told us that they have to close because of water challenges. So for us, this is not negotiable. We have to work with government to get this right. There's been a plan to fix this infrastructure in place since the end of last year. We've been told that it's approved. We've been told that there's approved budgets, but it gets moved. It's not ring-fenced. I think what's also really important about the protest today is we're coming to the city with solid demands that are rooted in what is possible. We're not asking for pie in the sky. We're saying let's work together, let's agree what needs to get done, and let's make sure that we can really deliver water to Johannesburg and her citizens and remain the economic hub of the continent and the country.
I mean, your organization, Professionals and Business for Change, is an umbrella body that really fights or seeks to ensure that the issues that are facing professionals and the businesses are attended to. Talk to us about how professionals have been affected, because we spoke about the middle class. These are the people who need to show up at work, as you said, and deliver. But if they don't have water at home, if they don't have those basic services, sometimes it makes them difficult to show up as required. So how has that been going, and how have businesses been handling those without really, disadvantaging the very same professionals? We have some things that they are dealing with at home that's out of their control.
I think businesses that were well set up during COVID have had maybe a little bit of an advantage because at least if you've got some level of remote working, that allows you to maybe give your staff a little bit of flexibility, but it can really create challenges when you need people on hand on the ground. When you speak to factory owners, that's not something where you can allow your staff to bus in. And it's also our future workforce. So when we speak to teachers at universities, their students, their classes are disrupted, they can't properly cook at res. So I don't think there's a part of life that is not impacted. Whether that's kids going to school, I mean, how does a mom get herself to work if she can't even get her children cleaned, hygienic, and off to school? We'll hear from some of the ladies that we've been working with from that respect and what it's mean for their kids' hygiene.
All right. Very lastly, before I let you go, we're talking about the issues of councils not spending enough on infrastructure. As business, are you open maybe to negotiating or try to come on board in terms of investment in infrastructure as the business sector so that the city does not solely rely on public funds? Is there a way business can come in?
I think definitely from our perspective, that's what we're encouraging from business. I think businesses in Johannesburg have already shown a willingness. If you look at something like Discovery filling in potholes in the city, businesses are already standing up for Johannesburg, and I think you're going to see more of that happening in the country. We need that to happen. But having said that, for that to happen, we need transparency from the government. We need them to show us what they're doing with the money, where they're using it. Otherwise, you're asking business to fill gaps in a space where there's not a high level of trust. So I think that has to go both ways. But absolutely, we need active citizenship in this country. We cannot no longer sit on the sidelines. Businesses, professionals, they're going to be here today, and we hope that they keep coming out for the city and the country.
Belinda, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you as well. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. They appreciate that. So those are the voices of the professionals and businesses in the city of Johannesburg saying that, well, they are open to investing in the infrastructure in this beautiful city of ours. However, they've got some answers that they've got some questions which have not been answered, especially when it comes to transparency over funds in terms of where does the city exactly spend its money. That's where we leave things for now. The protest is continuing. We'll catch up with you later, Veronica.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thank you so much for that update. We will, of course, be monitoring that demonstration in the city of Johannesburg.